The goal of our project was to understand the impacts of demerit goods, specifically cigarettes, on college campuses and how their consumption can be prevented. Americans collectively spend $80 million per year on cigarettes. 14% of American adults are considered smokers, and according to the CDC, approximately 10% of adults between the ages of 18 and 24, including but not limited to college students, smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes are frequently consumed at Kalamazoo College and on other college campuses throughout the United States. One important aspect of cigarettes is that they are addictive. This means that they have an inelastic demand. When prices increase, the quantity demand decreases by less than the increase in price. In other words, the price effect is greater than the quantity effect. We surveyed several college-age smokers to verify this. In our findings, 7 out of 8 said that they would continue to purchase cigarettes if the price of every pack increased by $2. Cigarettes are included in a group called demerit goods. Demerit goods are goods which have an external cost to society, for example, polluting the environment through their consumption. The social personal benefit of demerit goods is always less than the respective costs. This is known as a negative externality. In the case of cigarettes, a negative externality of consumption has occurred, meaning that its personal benefit derived from consuming them is less than their cost to society. Some examples of demerit goods include alcohol, gambling, drugs, junk food, and of course, cigarettes. Well, how bad are cigarettes for you? We went to Kalamazoo College Health Center to find out.
My name is Jenny Hill. I've been a registered nurse for 33 years. Well, the negative health impacts start with, I'll just demonstrate. When you take a smoke of a cigarette, it goes into your lungs. There are little hair like in your throat called ciliae, and it burns those. So that limits the ability for you to cough out phlegm and things that don't belong there, dust, pollens, pollutants. So as it goes down, it gets into your lungs, and after a lot of repetitive use, it can start scarring your tissue. It makes it harder for the oxygen to bind with your alveoli. That's the little things that transport oxygen. So if you were a soccer player, it's going to slow down your soccer skills.
When it comes down to it, smoking doesn't only affect the smoker.
Secondhand smoke creates a larger problem for family members and people who live close in the household.
The burden of negative externality of smoking is felt most strongly by the people surrounding the smoker and the environment. Those around the smoker are forced to inhale secondhand smoke, impacting their long-term health, and the smoke emitted from the cigarette goes directly into the environment. Well, what drives people to continue smoking, even though cigarettes are known to have significant costs to the smoker and those around them? We sat down with Dr. Will Georgic, economics professor at Kalamazoo College, to find out.
People still consume demerit goods is because they like them, because they want them, it makes them happy. This can be for a variety of reasons. We can think about people that may be myopic, that may know that it's not in their best interest in the long run, but they derive so much happiness in the short run that outweighs the costs. There may be a failure of information, or at the same time, people may knowingly weigh those trade-offs in the here and now.
According to PLOS Medicine, the cost of smoking to the U.S. federal government is $300 billion per year. And that's due to premature death from smoking-related illnesses and productivity losses. This causes the government to ask the question, how do we decrease the number of smokers? An influential method of preventing smoking is intervention by the government. This can include age restrictions, area restrictions, and taxation. This graph visualizes the impact of imposing a tax on cigarettes. When the government enacts a tax of P1, P2, the number of smokers consequently falls from Q1 to Q2.
We could think of the example of a lottery ticket. Some people refer to this as a stupidity tax because the expected value of the ticket is typically less, almost always less, than the price of the ticket. However, if the user or consumer derives more happiness from dreaming of winning the lottery than the actual loss in the value of the ticket, then who's to say that's a bad decision? Similarly, if someone's weighing the trade-off of 20 years of their life from smoking a cigarette, knowingly for the extra pleasure they get from smoking it in the years they're alive, then that may be a rational decision.
Governments implement smoking laws to protect their citizens. Similarly, colleges set smoking policies to ensure the well-being of their students. Such policies vary from college to college. The current Kalamazoo College restriction is that smokers must be at least 25 feet away from any building on campus. However, this is not an effective method to encourage students to live a healthy lifestyle. We corresponded with co-chair of Western Michigan University Tobacco-Free Campus Initiative, Amy Seth, to find out about the success of a tobacco-free campus. She stated the university's original policy was 25 feet from the door. However, the research showed that this was not sufficient in discouraging smoking. Thus, they switched to a tobacco-free policy under which they've eliminated the impacts of smoking's negative externality on campus. They have seen a reduction of smoking by students, as well as provided a cleaner and healthier campus environment. Therefore, due to the negative externality of consumption and demerit good nature of cigarettes, we believe that it would be in the best interest of Kalamazoo College to ban tobacco on campus. This would enable a cleaner, healthier environment and improve the lifestyles of students and faculty.